Mhm.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Eric Cave. I'm the director of Next Gen Ministries for the Pacific Northwest Conference. And I'm here with my new friend, Tyra Grauer. She is the new lead pastor of the Well Covenant Church. And I'm really glad for the opportunity to introduce her to all of you. So, Tyra, tell us a little bit about your personal and ministry background.
Okay, well, I was born into a covenant family in Canada. So I have been covenant my entire life, except that while my husband and I were in military, or he was in the military, there was a number of places that we went that there was no covenant churches. So we were in other ones, and it ended up being very ecumenical because I get to go all over the world and all different places and try out all different types of churches. And I think what amazed me most is that God is in all of these different places, in all of these different churches and denominations, and that his people are everywhere and very varied wherever they are. My husband was active duty military. And so I think because of that, I became the longest running seminary student in the history of man. So it took me 21 years to finish seminary.
Wow.
I finished up my degree online at the beginning of COVID with 6 family members and a dog that was not ours that came to live with us for COVID. So we had a house full, and then my younger ones came home, and we were homeschooling. It was chaos reign, but through all of that, we just saw God in the process. And I had so many people ask, "Well, what are you going to do with this?" I'm like, I don't know, but I feel like God has opened the door for me to finish and to take these classes. And so my job isn't necessarily to know what's next. It's to do the next thing that I know I'm supposed to do. And then I was really looking for an associate position. I was not looking for a lead pastor position. And I talked to a number of superintendents because John was getting ready to retire, and just said, I'm kind of out there. I'm looking for an associate position. You have anything? And as I was looking and kind of going through that process and actually talking to some churches even, I read the write-up on Cov Connect for the Well Church, and something about it just grabbed hold of me and would not let me go. And I kept going back to it over and over and over again. And finally I said, okay, I'm just gonna see where this leads, and candidated and kind of was interviewed in June and July, started on Zoom in November. So I think that the first pastor to do remote pastoring for a couple of months there. So, yeah. And my ministry background is mostly volunteer work. I was in charge of a lot of women's ministry, children's ministry. I led worship since I was 11. I think if I go back that far. Love worship, love the arts, and anywhere that we can see Jesus clearer through the arts or in a new or a different way. I'm just passionate about that and love that, which is probably, that's our next question, is what are you passionate about? I'm passionate about the arts. I love drama. I love art. My undergraduate degree is in education and art. So I love teaching. Right now, I'm very fascinated with house churches and what that looks like and how God used those in the New Testament church and spreading the gospel, and what does that look like, and how can we use the wisdom from past and tie that into now and our present day and after COVID, and how do we move the church forward into a new ministry that has the same core values. And so that's really what I'm passionate about right now. And I love storytelling. So telling the story of Jesus and who he is in whatever medium and whatever way that is.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks for sharing that with us and your journey to getting here. It's been quite a journey. How can we be praying for you?
We're transitioning. I think my husband is transitioning out of a career in the military. So 21 years in the military, transitioning out of that. We're moving to a new community, a new place. My girls, I have a 14-year-old and 15-year-old in brand new schools and that. And then for the church, we are really seeking to move forward into what it is that God has for us and to not be inward focused, but be outward focused and to grow into that and grow into who he wants us to be and just our vision and mission.
Yeah, good. Well, I'll be praying for you. I hope our viewers will commit to be praying for you as well. All right, so as is our custom with these interviews, we have a few quick, short answer, fun questions to ask you to get to know you a little bit better. Tyra has picked these ahead of time, so I'm just going to rip them off real fast and we'll hear what you have to say. So first, tell us, what is your greatest fear?
Snakes.
Snakes.
Like my greatest fear would be like the Indiana Jones movie, you know, where they put him in. I would just blow my mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the best place you've traveled to and why?
Well, see, and this one is hard because I have my two youngest daughters were adopted from China. So I should say China and it was wonderful. It was amazing to travel there. But I think the coolest place that we've ever been is Cambodia.
Okay, which one would you want the most? Flying cars, robot housekeepers, or moon cities?
See, and that was so easy for me because robot housekeeper all the way. There is just no doubt that is where I'm at. Yeah.
Robot housekeeper / remodeler.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay, so what would you do for a career if you weren't doing this?
Well, and as always, I can't just answer one way. So I'm a working artist. So this is one of my art pieces. Most of my stuff is with everything else that we own that's packed in our garage right now, because that still hasn't come out yet. But and then my husband and I do different sessions where we come and teach people leadership training, marriage training, and communication.
Good. Okay, last question. Tell us something that might surprise us about you.
We are currently remodeling our house. And so this spot right here is about the only spot in our house that is not torn apart right now. So I'm going to.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing who you are and about your ministry and your passion with us. If you would like to get to know Tyra a little bit more, you can look at her contact info, which will be just below this video. And I encourage you to do so. Tyra, thank you so much for this time and for sharing with us. We really appreciate it.
Well, thanks for inviting me. And thanks for all those who are praying. We really covet your prayers.
So Tyra, I'll cut that out.
I answered the T, so you're fine. Yeah.